What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. Man, when I tell you Phaedra is what I hear when I hear that name at this point in time, because listen, she may be entertaining for people to watch. And yeah, I'm going to be tuning into Married to Medicine because I do watch that show. Am I watching it for her? No. Will she say some things that will probably make me laugh? Absolutely. You know what I mean? But it is a bit sad, in my personal opinion, that they have brought her on the show. Like, there couldn't have been another show if Andy wanted to have her back on Bravo so bad that it had to be this one. I get it's convenient because she lives in Atlanta, but she claimed that she also lived part-time in Dubai, I believe, right? So why couldn't she just be on The Real Housewives of Dubai? It's not like they're filming all of the time. Because her, I feel, coming onto Married to Medicine, it is bringing the show down. While I'm going to be here for the antics of them having Dr. G back on the show with his new wife, and also having Quad on, which is a blessing for her because it gives her a storyline. You know what I mean? But having Phaedra on here, I just feel that it's making it fake. And I always felt that Married to Medicine was one of the realest reality shows, especially that comes on Bravo.
He's definitely super smart.
People who are wondering why Phaedra Parks is on Married to Medicine, not only does she have all these fabulous friendships with the cast members, but you are now dating a doctor, Dr. O. He's still a mystery. We don't know who he is or much about him, other than that he seems to be a great catch. He is a pediatric cardiologist, which is so just admirable and wonderful and probably very, very attractive to you. But what can you say about the relationship? Because you're not really sharing much.
Well, honey, if you want to keep something going, you got to keep it to yourself. No, TV has not been the best on relationships, but Dr. O is definitely one of the most brilliant men that I've ever met and dated in my life. I haven't been known for dating, the smartest men, but he's definitely super smart. He's a cardiologist, so he's a sweetie pie, but you'll have to watch to see what happens. But yeah, there might be another doctor that's looming in the picture as well. So there's love is in the air, honey.
Are we possibly dating another doctor?
There's a possibility.
Okay, so now that you're in your dating doctors era, what is the difference, being with a doctor versus someone who isn't a doctor? I mean, do you have a new type now?
Well, because my type has definitely not worked for me in the past, I had to make some adjustments. So what I do like about doctors, they're smart. And if you're having a heart attack, I seem to love cardiologists. They can obviously revive you and they know CPR. And, you don't have to worry about, getting sick and dying at home, because if you're right next to a doctor, they've been trained to save you. I mean, my training is obviously on the other side of life, but, doctors are definitely smart. The conversations are different and the goals are definitely different. And they are truly couple goals. Who doesn't like, the Cosbys? That was the ultimate lawyer-doctor relationship.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. You need your own Huxtable style spinoff with this possibly new doctor in your life. Is the new doctor someone you might put on camera one day? Are you still kind of no, we're not doing the relationship on camera anymore?
You'll see. You've got to tune in.
All right, so you heard that little interview clip. That was a little interview that she did with Page 6. And listen, you heard the little shade that she threw in there at Apollo, which is girl, that's the man you chose, all right? From what we heard, you were screwing him in the projects on the on the air mattress because he didn't have much. So now, you've leveled up, which is fine. Leveling up, there is nothing she is, how do I put it? Basically, she's like really admitting to the fakeness, in my personal opinion, because she's talking about dating doctors now, specifically cardiologists, and who doesn't like a doctor? I'm a lawyer. To be with a doctor, it'll be like the Huxtables. You know what I mean? And so you can't just organically happen to meet someone, date them, they're attracted to you, you're attracted to them, you forge a friendship that goes into a relationship, and then you just ultimately are in a mutually agreeable monogamous relationship. But no, you're like specifically going after doctors, and now you're on Married to Medicine. It's just giving really fake for me at this point in time. Not that it surprises me, because when they initially announced that Phaedra was going to be joining Married to Medicine and that she was dating a doctor, in my personal thoughts, I already felt like it was fake, even though I didn't know the details. It could have been real when it was initially announced, but I just felt like it was fake, because if you know some of the history of her being in an alleged relationship or dating someone post-divorce, she was supposedly dating someone who was a radio DJ, and then she was on a season of Love and Marriage Boot Camp. Like, do you remember that? I didn't watch it because I just felt like Love and Marriage Boot Camp was fake anyway, but they called it hip hop edition, which in my personal opinion was like disrespectful, because I used to watch Love and Marriage Boot Camp because actually it wasn't called Love and Marriage Boot Camp. Forgive me. It was Marriage Boot Camp, because it actually stemmed off of the show that used to come on the We network called Bridezillas that I used to watch. If you are familiar with Bridezillas, then you know that Marriage Boot Camp, it was actually based off of Bridezillas, because it brought some of the couples who got married on Bridezillas on the show who were having actual real married issues. So when they started bringing reality stars on there, it really became fake for me. And then they started to switch it up, and they called it Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done with this, because it was just like, in my personal opinion, way too fake. Okay. But yeah, she is allegedly dating someone that is named Dr. O. Felicia J.L. Munn when they're on the show initially, who is a pediatric cardiologist. But then in this interview, she's saying that now she's possibly dating another doctor. So it's like, girl, like, really? Are you having auditions for single doctors? Or maybe they're not actually even single, because you know the news about a lot of the men in Atlanta. They said they're either married, in a relationship, or gay. That's what they say. I'm not saying that there may not be like 1 or 2% of them that are not in a relationship and are not gay, but it's a hard find. So you're just pulling all of these single doctors out of the woodworks, off from one onto another. It's just really looking extremely fake to me. And that's why hearing her talk about this in this interview, like I said, it's just really giving Phaedra to me. And I get it about the relationships being on reality TV and how it can be hard. But honestly, even though there have been a lot of couples who have broken up and gotten divorces who have been on reality shows, there are a good bit of them that haven't. But I understand not wanting to subject your relationship to that. But then it's like, well, isn't it insulting and a bit more fake that you're on a show where it is supposed to be about the professions and the relationships, but yet you don't want to showcase yours on the show? It just is giving really fake to me. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a bit turned off by the season. I am going to tune in. I am going to watch, but I'm just not really here for her being on the show, especially with these alleged relationships with these doctors, and you're claiming that you want to be like the Cosbys, which is really not the Cosbys. It's the Huxtables, which is a made-up couple on television. And there was almost nothing real about the Huxtables, really. So let's just be clear. Her being on this show, it's just an opportunity for her to get back on TV. And I'm not knocking that, but I just don't feel that this is it. But we'll be tuning in and we'll see, what's up and what's going to happen. But I don't even know if she really even practices law anymore, because anytime you hear about her, you hear the famed entertainment attorney who has represented Bobby Brown, and they're even including in their Jermaine Dupri. Like, what did you represent Jermaine Dupri on? Like, did you just help him with some contracts or something? Because I don't ever really remember hearing about her representing him. And the story and the joke about her representing Bobby Brown is the fact that they said every time she was assisting him, he wound up going to jail. So I don't even know if he really wants her using his name on her roster of clients anymore, because you never really hear about her working in the legal field. It's almost like she just has the law license. She keeps it going, but I don't really even know if she's really practicing law anymore. And I really couldn't blame her if she didn't. But I just wanted to talk about this, guys, because I just really felt like this is just the continued flowing of this fake storyline that they're going to be bringing onto Married to Medicine. But we shall see. It will be airing here pretty soon, so we'll be here to talk about it, guys. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and I'm going to say bye.